frontline staff at financial institutions is changing, but traditional learning technology hasn't kept pace with the needs of a modern workforce. Part of the challenge for FIs is designing training that has a measurable impact on their frontline's real-world behavior. So I caught up with Launchfire program designer Romeo Mayoni to hear his pitch on how FIs can transform their frontline with a learning experience platform. So Romeo, talk to me a little bit about some of the challenges that banks face when training their frontline employees.
Yeah, I think the interesting challenge is a lot of the content is really important, really fundamental to their job, but it ultimately is so boring and uninteresting that people are unengaged with it and tend not to really invest in the content. So what often happens is they'll do it all one day before it's due and not really retain any of the information. So it almost becomes just ticking a box rather than really motivating and changing behavior. Additionally, it's quite hard with traditional learning methods to track how successful the content is being absorbed. So it's really hard to figure out where organization-wide knowledge gaps are.
And game-based learning, specifically Lemonade, how has that helped solve those pain points?
Yeah, what's great about game-based learning and why I love our product is it really makes even simple training feel addictive and engaging. So for topics that would typically be quite boring, like anti-money laundering or compliance, people are motivated to actually come back every day and participate in it, so it becomes part of their natural rhythms and information that they really actually absorb because they're motivated to consume it.
And we've seen the rise in this micro-learning format instead of this college cram session, the day before you need to know something. But how has Lemonade and Launchfire really capitalized on this movement?
Yeah, I mean, we designed the platform to be playable for 5 minutes a day, and that's really the point at which you're going to get the best retention rates. So what people do is they come back daily to participate in the game and take the training, and that ultimately is going to really improve how much of that knowledge they absorb. We've got a recipe of game-based learning rounds, product simulators, and role-play scenarios, and if you do that in those small 5-minute-a-day pieces, that's where you're really going to get the retention rates that you need.
Well, I'd love to see how it all works.
Yeah, for sure. So what we're looking at here is the main game hub for employees. So this is the addictive portion that's going to bring them back every day. We premise it off the most addictive mobile games. So you really train to earn points and then spend those points on boosters, and that's really the narrative experience. But of course, to do well in the game, you actually need to take the training. So what I'm going to look at really quickly is one of our game-based learning rounds. This one is our role-play scenario. This really helps bridge the gap between product knowledge and empathy. So you have the kind of conversations that the financial institution really wants people to have. The way it's built is it's a choose-your-own-adventure story, where you have a cast of characters with very typical problems that you'd encounter in either retail or phone channel, and you get that live feedback from the character based on how well you respond. So it really is probably our most popular game-based learning round. We've got 9 and try to add 1 each quarter.
So it really seems like Lemonade is an all-in-one experience for financial institutions, which is great. And I very badly want to make a when life gives you lemons joke, but I will spare you of that. So Romeo, thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I may have spared Romeo, but seriously, when life does give you training lemons, transform your frontline with technology designed for the modern workforce. From MEDICI Studio, I'm Shannon Rosic.